Okay, Fiflaren, I've seen enough, you know. I make all this money off my YouTube channel, like YouTube, Thorin with 3 O's. You make millions of dollars doing casting and male modeling. So we've got to put people out of their misery, right? We're going to actually pool our money together. We're going to sign Kenny S, we're going to sign Crims, and we're going to get them out of ELO hell. So at the moment, they're trapped in a prison of bad teammates. Like, in that game there, Fnatic won like 7 rounds on Nuke, and Crims had like 20 plus frags, he had like 100 plus ADR. I guess his back wasn't strong enough, right?
He's been like this whole tournament.
Yeah.
Like I don't think like at any point of the tournament he's had a bad game.
No. His
None
stats
whatsoever.
were crazy in the NIP series, which they lost.
And they got rolled this game, and Crims was still like doing his 3 kills and whatnot. But the other teammates didn't do anything. He was like, "I'll get my 3, please. The other 4, please just get 2 kills and we'll win a round." That's no.
Well, here's the important thing: they made us look good because we said Dignitas was going to win this game. Dignitas was clearly much better on Nuke.
Yeah, but I mean, we didn't really expect anything else.
No.
It's actually very astonishing to me that Fnatic would veto Dust 2 rather than Nuke. I mean, yeah, sure, you might end up losing Dust 2, but you have a better chance.
I mean, listen, they might still win Mirage, they might still win Cash, might still get that bronze medal here at the X Games, but if they don't, the first place you have to look is like, what were you thinking with the Nuke pick? Oh, no, just not banning it, rather. Especially banning Dust 2, which we know, it's not your best map, but it's a pretty decent map.
You know, that's actually, this veto that Fnatic did actually reminds me of NIP.
Okay.
And NIP's vetoes, like the way
no,
the
they are famous for giving the good maps to the other. Now, sometimes that's usually, explain this to me, okay, so the most famous bad veto wasn't the one yesterday, which looked bad, but they ended up getting through, was this one at EMS1 Katowice in the final against Virtus Pro, because you actually allowed them to play Mirage first, their best map, then you allowed them to play Inferno, their second best map, and the third map, no one even remembers. No one even knows that it was Dust 2 for Flaring because we never got there.
Was it really Dust 2?
I think it was. But here's the thing. The reason why that was interesting is because I get the sense that your reasoning that you told me for that is the same reason why Nip did it yesterday. It's that there's a map that on paper does go to the opponent, but you think you've got some special thing prepared. Or you think you've got some approach that's going to work this time. Something like that, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, obviously, like our reasoning, I don't want to get too into it, but basically, we didn't want to play them on Train, which would be the map that would be played. And the reason for that is because every single time we played Train, they beat us. Every single time. We never played them on a Mirage. We practiced a lot of Mirage coming into Katowice.
Okay.
And Virtus Pro played Mirage like almost every single game.
Yeah.
We had a good idea what they were doing. Like every single round, we knew what they were doing. It's just that we got completely out-aimed. So that's the reasoning.
Do you think Fnatic had a similar logic here?
No. I think the logic here was like, they didn't really feel like playing Dust 2. They were hoping that Dignitas would not pick Nuke. That's the only explanation here. Because it's not that you can go in and you can think like, oh, well, you know, Dignitas, one of the most known Nuke players or Nuke team in the world.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not going to be bad on it, even with Kerrigan.
Sure.
And then you see here as well, again, I don't know if it was DDK over there saying, oh, I'm so surprised they got to like 8-9 T rounds. No, it's not surprising. You want to know why? Because Fnatic, they're horrible on Nuke, and Dignitas are really good on Nuke. So it doesn't matter. Like when you talk about Dignitas being a seed-side team, sure, if they're not playing a team that's not good on that specific map, then every team is a T-sided team because you actually know how to play the map. Has nothing really to do with, oh, you know, there's such a difference now with Kerrigan. No, they would have gotten the same amount of rounds anyway.
Probably.
If they would have played a Nuke team, like Virtus Pro or NIP, or even I was actually going to say Cloud9, but I'm going to skip that. They wouldn't get 8-9 T rounds because they actually know how to play the CT side.
And actually, in terms of the Dignitas side of things, because listen, we went in on Fnatic for a while there. Dignitas won this map, okay? So they won a map, they played well. The guy I've got to give credit to is the guy I said, Device. It did seem like the atmosphere, not having the pressure of like, oh, are we going to make our first final? Oh my goodness, we're going to lose to LDLC, we're going to lose to Fnatic again. That all being lifted, Device seemed like he was very free. He just seemed like he just played the way he can when he doesn't have these constraints. Because at the end of the day, I always say, sometimes Device loses because he plays Get Right and the guy plays better than Device can play. But a lot of the time Device loses because Device beats Device.
yeah, exactly. No, but he's
the only guy who can really shut him down.
Yeah. No, but he was playing really well. Like Dignitas in general, and that's actually what they need. They need to play well on the first map coming into the second one because it's going to be tough. It's going to be Mirage. Again, both teams are very good on Mirage. Fnatic, yes, they didn't really look that good on it, but we know for a fact from past performances that they are a really good Mirage team.
It's another map where both teams are really strong on CT, and so listen, Dignitas can run it up there. My question for Dignitas is always going to be on that T side. how many can they get on T side? I was actually impressed by how good Fnatic was sometimes on T side yesterday. And remember, what shot Fnatic down on T side yesterday was amazing bomb site holding in B from Get Right and Forest. And then on the A side, actually that was the one that was getting cracked wide open over and over. And it was just those late kills by Makalele, like jumping AWP shots, just picking that one crucial third guy when he comes in the site so they don't plant. I don't know where that's going to come from Dignitas' side though. Like, yeah, I think Device probably has to AWP on this map actually.
Yeah, but I know one thing though. Dignitas needs to win this map.
Yeah.
To win
it's not going to look good if it goes to cash.
No. This is their chance. They won the first map. Fnatic, again, whenever you look at them with the camera, they're looking sluggish, they're looking very, very depressed, I must say. You don't see any, obviously they didn't really have that much to smile about on the first map there, but very tired. It doesn't really feel like they want to be here, you know, because again, like you were saying before, they want to be in that #1 spot.
Okay, well, let's see if Dignitas can do it. Let's see if JW can win the mirror match against Carrigan here for the bronze medal at the X Games. Take it away, DDK and Sadikist.
All right, thanks, guys. Dignitas and Fnatic on Mirage. Map 2 match point, actually, for Dignitas. I absolutely agree. They really need to take it here right now. Cannot let this go to cash. Fnatic going to be starting off on the T side, so that's great news for Dignitas, as they are going to have the favored side to kick things off with into this pistol. But can they take a good approach here? I'll have to see. Fnatic with a bit of a spread at the moment.
Setting up for smokes over A as well, so that's only Crimson Flusha. That's going to be a sell because there's 3 others over toward B, and that's where the bomb is with Pronax. Zipnix and Device are waiting to hold. Kerrigan, though, will catch Flusha with that nade, so a good play there. That shuts down the fake, and they haven't even been sold anything as they know they're walking into B now through the apartments. It's going to be a crossfire. Cajun B will get the first. Zipnix looking for the second. Actually, Device chimes in, but Cajun B will take down JW. So that drops the bomb, and it's all on Crims. 1 on 4 to start things off. Not how Fnatic envisioned this second map going, because as we said, Dignitas want to wrap this up in 2, need to wrap this up in 2, and they start off perfectly as Cajun B closes out on Crims.
Yeah, and that kind of that fake, Dignitas didn't buy that, like not even a little bit there. You could see that, you know, they had 2 players to also just so that they had enough nades to chuck in there, but there was no rotation from Dignitas at all. They either read it really, really well, or I think that's exactly what happened. They got the pick pretty fast on A, actually, on the player that was throwing the nades. So, yeah, that was a really nice hold there from Dignitas, not falling for Fnatic's strategy on the pistol. And now they're off to an excellent start. We're just going to see the pistol armor coming in there from Fnatic. Going to be trying to get those close range engagements here now to see if they can pop some heads with the Tech 9s and the Deagle. So this is always going to be scary.
And they spot them out at underpass as well, because there's been no other place they've been peeking, so Cajun B just gambles away wisely. Good knowledge of timing on the map, and that forces them to just sit tight. They only do a little bit of damage to Olaf at 72. In fact, Zipnix takes the most at 17. He falls back all the way to B off Catwalk.
And just look at the positioning overall from Dignitas, how far back they are. They don't want to get close to these guys. They want to just allow them to take areas. They want to play for the retakes. They want to use their grenades and all the advantages that they have over what Fnatic has. So playing a really smart game at the moment, as we're seeing all the players come into the B-apps.
If they got these rotations right, though, Device, if he can get out into the underpass, could get around behind them, but Flush is still at mid to make sure he won't do that. Nonetheless, he's on Catwalk, so he'll get to B just as quickly, but it might not be as glamorous as a fake. Cajun B's also a jungle and can get into checkers quickly. He's on the way now, so they're going to have a good number of players to contest with when they walk in with these pistols, but if they can find the kills, it won't make a difference. JW gets the first, Device responds, even trades Kerrigan back into Crims. Olaf, though, will get him. So now they've got the one-man advantage. They've secured at least a P90 to work with. That bomb was temporarily dropped. They pick it up. Pronax, though, look at this. The eco going so well for Fnatic right now, even despite the Dignitas did have good positioning. And Dupree's going to grab this M4. He's going to have to work quickly, otherwise run away and save that gun, because it's all they're going to have to work with in the next round, and that's exactly what he's going to do. So Fnatic respond immediately, and that's going to make it well, difficult for the next few rounds for Dignitas.
Fnatic actually very good at executing those B pushes. In fact, this is not the only time in this tournament itself that we've seen them win rounds exactly like that, where they have a lesser buy, just the pistols, the armor, a few nades to work with, and they barrel down the B bomb site. And they seem to have really strong abilities to enter that site very well from the apartments. after a bit of a delay to see that they positioned Flusher in middle there, and Flusher actually got a really nice kill. I don't think we caught that on the camera, but with a deagle they found a headshot from short there. So they got this like really nice double-pronged attack into that B bomb site. Good timing, good execution, and just catching Dignitas off guard. And that's a 1-1 scoreline now. So Fnatic bringing themselves back into a really nice position now. Their buy looks pretty damn good against the pistols of Dignitas. dupreeh is going to have to play a very significant role in this round with that M4 for that Dignitas to have a hope here. And he's going to play aggressively on middle to get some information and hopefully a quick gun for a teammate. dupreeh does take down Flusher in middle, and that is indeed a gun for a teammate. But the push is going to roll into that A-bomb site. Dignitas though, good defensive setup here.
One under balcony that's yet to go spotted, although I don't like this position from Device. I know he's trying to see past the smoke, but you can't evade quickly, and he gets caught out for it as you get pinched in between the boards in a crouch position. Now Kerrigan is back by Firebox, can't do anything. Krims comes around the corner, responds on him. So dupreeh dropping down in connector as well, leaves Xyp9x as the only one left. He is on the flank, he has come up from A. They are going to plant it. He might be able to get one quickly, and Olaf's getting quite far away from the site and only has a limited number of HP. He does get the first on JW. He's going to try and get that nade onto Krims, but nade is going to go deep because Krims gets around the corner just before. And with Krims, look at the efficient play again, refusing to die. Does let Olaf get back in position.
He has no idea.
Yeah, he's all the way over at CT. So Krims closes it out, P90 with the headshot. So Fnatic escape an arrow one there and get their second round on the board.
It's pretty good that JW decided to actually leave the corner there because that nade would have actually just killed them. So really nice attempt there from Xyp9x, but 2-1 the score now as Dignitas have a pretty decent defense there, but they're going to be on the save now as they need to get the money rolling in for that big buy on the following round as Fnatic are off to a fantastic start. You can see a JW saving for that AWP for the following round. Just on the Tech9ers, Flusher with the opening killer in middle there as Fnatic take a dominant position on the map, allows them many, many options. They are baiting Dignitas, they want us to just push them so much, and there it is. Fnatic's going to find Cajun B, as Fnatic are going to now find themselves moving into the B site as a unit, as one. They are now on the B bomb site, looking for that bomb plant. Trades aplenty. 2-1 is the score now, but Fnatic, they are looking much more confident here.
And brilliant smokes getting them up middle, forcing everyone back out a window. Cajun B couldn't do anything in connector, and they drop down, so some good tactics working to their advantage. But we will go on to a rifle round, the first full gun round we'll see in this game.
Device might be able to actually catch a surprising one-on-one actually for a quick weapon pickup potentially, which would be very, very nice. However,
no, they're all coming through apartments. He's going to get caught out.
Dignitas are going to be buying regardless on the next round, so nice to get that little bit of extra damage in there. It's going to force a rebuy there. But now here it is. Instant AWP purchased by Cajun B there, as we are going to see Dignitas with a real defense. So Cajun B with a good spawn towards Palace actually.
But Device actually has the better one for middle if they wanted to throw that over to him, so they're actually just going to leave it on Cajun B. I thought it was just a money thing where they were going to throw it to Device and let him rush into window. He had the best possible spawn to get there. So they don't want to run that. They want to run it over at A. JW is going to get in Palace with his. He knows one's up close. That smoke comes out. Luckily, it deploys fast enough. It prohibits JW for at least getting that shot off. Pronak's going to rotate through underpass. Such a strong play because it does let you sneak up into middle. Catch off the guy in connector potentially as Device is inside window for Dignitas, or pardon me, ladder room.
Pronak's working the connector area alone here. This is a tough business right now with no friends to actually help him out. But in comes Fnatic, that three-pronged attack starting to come into play now as one kill after another is awarded to Fnatic with excellent work on the entries. Plant on the A site now as Device is lurking in the ladder room. Xyp9x by the B site as well, trying to keep those weapons alive, get the damage done that they can. But they can't afford to drop these weapons, and Fnatic with such good money are going to go for the hunt here. We already have Flusher making his way around from T-spawn, so Xyp9x going to be challenged very shortly now.
Fnatic looking very much alive now. They don't play nuke, not a nuke team, and they look a far cry from it because they've got full control. And Xyp9x is going to get challenged from Flusher, or is he? The time's going to run out. Device at least gets Pronox. He'll flash himself in, but is he going to get there in time? He does, and actually JW got Device as well, so both guns drop in the last second. That means Dignitas has nothing to work with now.
Another eco. We'd like to see like a really fast just mid push, something a little bit crazy. Maybe just not necessarily stack aside, but just a quick push to try to like isolate 1 or 2 players, get the numbers advantage, swarm them, pick up a couple weapons, try to throw in something crazy. The thing is that a lot of teams expect stuff like this, and they know that Dignitas will be on pistols, so you could see a very defensive setup. However, JW with a quick pick there. They are just going to go for the straight up play towards A here, as indeed Dignitas did go for a bit of aggression. They dropped 2 players down onto underpass. Karrigan had flashed himself in, but now they know what's going on, and Dignitas completely out of position for this. So it's going to be another easy round here for Fnatic, but again, following round is going to be the buy for Dignitas, and they're going to find another chance in that one. But here it's all about getting a little bit of extra damage, maybe catching some exits, being annoying here. Trying to keep the money down as much as they possibly can for Fnatic.
Olaf could get caught out right here. Good, and he will. Zipnik's up above. Will pick up that AK, so there's one done. Now dupreeh might actually get behind Flusha, and in my opinion, if he can, it would be worth it. Oh no, they lost that AK already. It would be worth it if he goes for the knife, but Flusha, gets too far away. And I don't think dupreeh's even going to bother taking a shot.
Oh, they're not going to look there now.
Oh my goodness,
wow.
JW.
I thought for sure that they wouldn't even look at that position. Now, they just had the player standing there. That's actually quite impressive there. JW always quite fast to the trigger.
So they lose the AK. I thought there might have been a chance for a knife to at least get $1,500 extra. They don't get that. Nothing going the way at all for Dignitas. As Fnatic get yet another round on the board on the T side.
Oh, this is interesting, isn't it? We're going to have an auto-sniper there on Karrigan, and KGB picking up the AWP, so unless they're going to throw something onto Device, he's not going to be AWPing in this round, at least not at the moment. So just checking the positions here, KGB does have a spawn to middle, Karrigan taking himself towards the A site. This is a great position for the auto-sniper here. You can just plow through the smoke if they decide to try to flash you. You can just hold down +1. Get the damage done. Fnatic with a bit of an even spread here though, looking perhaps to finish on some connector control for that 3-point attack into A, but at the moment, Dignitas playing it safe. They've got 2 snipers, so don't want to make any pushes, and there it is, CajunB with a great pick into the B apps there. That is definitely going to thin out this push from Fnatic.
They've yet to go to Device on the off in this game, but he's still got 4 on the board, so he's doing his job. They are going to smoke on A, though. Look at them come over. We see that similar to what we saw from Kaboom, that Na'Vi setup, where they throw those triple smokes and completely block off the backside of the site. Karrigan doesn't care, though. That auto-sniper firing away will catch JW, and dupreeh with a double now, as Flusha and Pronax both going to drop down. Karrigan sets his sights firmly in on Olaf and successfully takes him down. All 5 players alive. Dignitas with a great round that time. Yeah,
that's a really, really nice pick. You can see that a lot of the strength of that push needs to happen by them being able to actually take connector. But the problem was that really fast pick on B-outs, that meant that Flusha was basically alone at top mid, and he can't really waste time by cycling around for the safe route to connector, because then the push is too delayed. So he just has to try and challenge for a short push to try to catch some rotators. But obviously taken down, got caught by a couple players. Dignitas very wise to that, and now KGB with an aggressive push on middle, trying to mix things up here. But looks like a Fnatic very wise to this. They know the tricks that can be in store here for Dignitas' CT sides. But it's a bit of a standoff right now. This could go on for quite some time. But they know now that Karrigan has an auto-sniper, and that is going to factor into their decision-making somewhat.
JW's going to try and push up, but CajunB waiting as he comes around the corner. The aggressive op of CajunB comes out on top that time.
Patience is a virtue.
Play out of the book of JW as he gets unorthodox and aggressive before JW could respond. And the man advantage, 2 men in underpass for Fnatic. And Device directly above. They're going to get pinched quite easily as they try and come out. They do smoke it off well, so this doesn't give too much opportunity to get completely annihilated by more than 1 at a time if they play their cards right. dupreeh, though, just waiting for them to come through, and Device still lurking. They will go in on dupreeh. He gets the first one easily. He picks up the second on Flusha as well. Karrigan, meanwhile, though, does still have 2 others to contend with over at the A site, one of which is Crims, who gets the kill onto Cajun, but dupreeh responds. Olaf, can he get both? Not going to happen. dupreeh knocks him down, so back in it again with a get more on the board for Dignitas. They've got to play recovery mode at this point.
Really nice hold there from dupreeh on the connector area. Again, that's such a key position in a push like that. Once they eliminate that, you can see how easy it is for the players who are pushing up the slope. Because the problem is that they can't really get into good positions. They can get locked out quite easily. They can get naded quite easily, flashed and smoked off and stuff like that. So it's really, really important that they secure connector. But Dignitas, they're holding it true, just as Fnatic do with Crims. And JW looking for a pick, trying to open up this defense a little bit. Have to see if he's going to find something here. As they try to work onto a little bit of mid-control, but KGB says no, we're not going to allow that to happen. Carrigan still with that auto sniper, but now he's got JW to contest with. JW wants that auto sniper out of Carrigan's hands. And you see Dupree still locking down Connector.
And Dupree's changed things up. We saw him throw that flashbang off and spawn. That was so he had room to grab the Incinerary, and that means he can throw it down toward Underpass if they want to come that direction. At least that would be my thought based on his positioning, but they haven't gone that direction.
Carrigan might just be quite important here. I mean, there's going to be a lot of action soon for him to find with that auto sniper. Actually, missing the smoke there, that's going to be a little bit annoying. But Dignitas, good positions for this.
Flush is already out by Tetris. They haven't spotted him yet. That was risky as he stood in the open, but they will smoke off CT. A little bit late to do so, but they're quicker in. Now Dupree uses that fire, but he puts it right into his smoke, so it immediately extinguishes. But he's still going to come around and get smoked off. Oh, they're side by side. Take a peek beside you, my friend. And Dupree gets both on the back of a flash. The most awkward play you'll see, but it works out in the end for Dupree, although JW does put him down, so they still have two players to work with, but not anymore. They both go down to Cajun B. Man, oh man, Cajun B, the secondary opera, looks on fire right now.
I mean, Dupree, whether he meant it or not, like basically just giving a massive advantage to Dignitas there, because Fnatic, you can see early on they were thinking, okay, how do we shut down Carrigan here? They got JW to try to get the peak there, and of course the one-shot kill is gonna, it's gonna take, unless it's a headshot, 2 shots from the auto sniper. So that's like a really good matchup that they were thinking there. But they didn't get the tag. Instead, they just smoked him off, and then they got the kill on him. So okay, good entry. Then boom, somehow Dupree gets behind them. That's really unfortunate for them. Now they're on the pistols again. We're going to see a similar round from when they were in the spot previously. They're so good at this. They are very strong at making this kind of a play work. So Fnatic, once again, are going to rely on the tried and tested plays that they know can be good for them. Dignitas though.
Look at Device trying to spot them out, jumping up and down. That fire went a little bit too far, so he can actually stay in the corner. And they might not be aware of that. They aren't at all, as they drop down immediately in front of him. And now Zipnix comes over to help, gets 2 of his own. And they just absolutely close down B site with ease. And we got a tie game back on our hands, as Dignitas look a lot more organized, adjusting to how Fnatic was playing.
Yeah, I actually think that Dignitas completely expected that. They had their third player able to rotate very, very quickly. They didn't have like a deep defense on A, because in some of these rounds, like mixing up a deeper defense on A is going to slow your rotation to B. But if there is a push on A, it's like really, really effective to hold. They knew a B push was coming there. I'm pretty sure about that. They had a strong inclination to believe that there was to be one. But now we're going to see more of a deeper A hold here. You can see that these positions are switched up massively here on the A site for Dignitas. It's a nice way to keep Fnatic on their toes here, but they are actually looking like they have solid mid-control until KGB comes into play. Pronax with a bit of a sneaky boost there into short. KGB repositioning.
Gives them vision, and Cajun B might walk into it, but oh my goodness, he's already looking that direction, gets a shot again. We talked a lot about in this tournament how primary operas haven't been living up to their reputations. In fact, Smith's potentially has been the one that's the most consistent, but Cajun B putting in a case for the Op award right now.
Definitely. I mean, they have, of course, like a little bit of problems with B right now because they don't have connector. They've got a free path through short onto that B bomb site. So it's going to be very key for Zipnix to hold that down, but he is definitely quite clutch, and they're going to try to make an effort here to get themselves onto that site, but it's not going to quite work out. Carrigan with a shot onto Pronax. Flusher in the window now, trying to see what he can get done with Olafmeister. 2 against 5 now here for Fnatic, and that's it. Flusher going to take down Carrigan, make things a little bit easier on the odds now, as Dignitas have 2 players on the site. Bit of a crossbar, KGB going to whiff the shot. Dupree though going covered. That's another frag there from the man, as they hold on so tight to that bomb site once again. And you can see how good Dignitas are able to rotate around around the information they get on the position of the opposing side.
So a good response, as they were 5-1, they're now 6-5. Money bonus in full effect, going the other way for Fnatic. Pronax still only able to pick up that Tech 9 as a response.
Alright, so KGB's been doing a marvelous job in the AWP so far. Much better than I expected. Dignitas really coming back into this. 5 rounds already for Fnatic is quite solid this early on in the T side. Have to see if they can get some more here. They are smoking off KGB, making the push up short very fast. This pace is blinding right now from Fnatic.
And it's all Zipnix, by the way. There's no one else there this time to support him.
And here it is, he's got a good position, but they know where he is. KGB gets a frag, but Xyp9x gets eliminated. KGB in from the side, going to whiff another shot there. Needs the cavalry to arrive. They are here, but they've got to get through this horrible position. dupreeh diving through the window, through the smoke now. Karrigan going to try to get through that smoke on short as well. It's so awkward here for Dignitas. Fnatic, great after plant setup right now, completely gutting the offense from Dignitas. The device going to try to make the last-ditch effort with that flash through the smoke. Goes in, players all around him. KGB's done so good. Can he do something better right now with the 5-7? Not going to happen. Fnatic hold on with 3 players, and that was a fantastic round from them. So fast, Dignitas never knew what hit him. And that's what we need to see from Fnatic.
And their best chance at the retake was dupreeh, but got caught off guard by Olaf because of that smoke. It did allow him to get in, but he looked the wrong way back toward the jail side. And with him down, it was pretty much all over, so back to a tie game. Fnatic on the T side. You see a nice close-up of the media passes for the X Games. Pronak's pretty face, gonna have to use his pretty mind right now if they want to try and win out this game. Look at this though again, KGB gets aggressive, but this time JW is completely aware of it, waits out the angle, takes him down. And dupreeh's forced back out of connector as well, so they've got mid-control if they want it. Device is the only one that's even close to contend. He's inside the ladder room. He's at least going to try and hold the angle so they can't boost in, but that smoke is going to cover them off if they choose to. As Xyp9x falls off of B and tries to get into catwalk to at least support, but that might not be the right call because Fnatic have 3 men inside the apartments, one of which is Pronax with that bomb.
This is actually really interesting right now because they know that they got so much time. You get an early pick. They know they scramble the defense a little bit. They know there's likely 2 players towards B and 2 towards A right now. Flusher in middle right now to be the rotator. But look at that shot from JW. That's amazing right there from him. So fast. But they haven't shown their hand yet. And Dignitas are holding to their positions. Flusher slowly working his way up. Karrigan picks up a kill over towards A. And that is going to delay the rotation a little bit. Device does take a frag onto short. Swaps over for the AK. I think he knows what's up right now as they are rotating very fast into that B bomb site, but the bomb is going to go down here for Fnatic. 3 on 3, smokes down. Fnatic looking strong right now, but dupreeh, if he's able to come in unknown, oh, he might just get a free frag. He spots the barrel, going to be coming in from the back. Does spot another player as well. He knows where he is, but he gets smoked off here. dupreeh's so key right now, going to flash through. In he goes, USB in hand, great flash, does get the frag. dupreeh, excellent plays in apartments. That's going to secure it for Dignitas there in this round for the defuse. And Fnatic successful once again on the B take, but excellent work.
So smart from dupreeh. He knew, I don't even think he saw him go back through the smoke, but he knew that's the only place he had to go and got him with the USB. So patient to get that first frag as well. So leading the way right now, stepping up in big moments. And if they want to get this bronze medal, we already made mention of it. They don't want to go to Dust 2. They've got the 1 map advantage. They're going to try and play to that as best they can. Karrigan again going back to the auto sniper. Will be sitting back towards CT as Olaf is going to rush. They're going to go all the way in on B. Yeah, it is a save. You're right, dead call. Forgot to make mention, but Xyp9x now does get the first. That's Olaf, and they're going to drop down into the gun of Device. Xyp9x gets his second, make it a third, and Device closes out as well. So the 1-2 punch at B shuts Fnatic down in their tracks, and there's only 1 more round left in the half.
So they've shown that round 3 times now. Every time on spots where they have just enough money for a few nades and some pistols. First time they won. Second time they got some frags. You know, they actually managed to get out the apartments. This time they got nothing. Didn't even get out of the apartments. Dignitas definitely setting up much better for it. And once again, Karrigan on this auto sniper. We do have also KGB still on the AWP. He's been doing an amazing job. Look how aggressive he tends to play. And this is exactly what Fetish used to do for them as well. Very aggressive in middle.
They're going to try and go smokes over A, and with KGB outside of the window, he can't get right into jungle for the retake, which means he's got to go a little bit further through connector. Although we could get up on the stairs and try and hold on Palace. They're going to do it. dupreeh's completely caught out right now because the smokes cover off the support play that he's got. He at least gets JW. That's the best he could ask for, but Device is going to get caught out by Flusha, so he's got to go the long way to rotate if he wants to. And Flusha's actually going to get free rite of passage as a result and should come out immediately in behind the player that was connector, but he was already taken down just before that. But they do drop the bomb. That's very important as now they claw back into Fnatic, who looked like they had it as Flusha had a prime position to catch them out. And they aren't even attempting to get to that bomb. They've got it secured, and now Xyp9x catches Flusha. So, last round of the half, Crims, he's been the best player throughout the weekend. He's going to have to be that again right now.
He's got 35 seconds to work with. Limited information as well. There it is, first quick frag onto Karrigan. 2 more left though. 30 seconds on the clock. Crim's trying to fact find it, trying to work out who is where. Dignitas not giving him anything just yet. Crim's going to find the player, goes for the guess, but Device is too fast. Here's the step, and he's going to get the frag there. Good effort from Crims. However, 9-6 first half there. That's actually a decent result there from Fnatic. We know they have the best CT side in the business on this map. And they got 6 rounds on T side. They're comfortable.
And it came down to getting that eco round, which allowed and enabled them to get those next 4 after that, 5 total. And it set them up. So even though they trailed off a bit latter in the first half, they are still in control. We'll see how they started off on pistol. I had to talk though, Cajun B with that op. That was an interesting call. I expected them still to go to Device, especially that round where he had that mid presence and that mid spawn. But great call from them because he's been on point. The question is now, do they keep running him on that position, or do they go back to Device for the T side?
This happens with some teams, like in the original LDLC lineup before they had this new one. Happy, I remember talking to Happy about it, and he said, sometimes sometimes he just AWPs just because he just feels good on those maps. Like, he just feels good about AWPing on those maps, and this can be, as much a call about that. AWPing is a lot about confidence. It's a lot about feeling good about it and feeling good about the roles that you're playing. KGB probably came in and said, you know what, guys, I really like it. It vibes really well with me to AWP on this map, and we know Device is just an incredibly versatile player, and. To be honest, HB was connecting much better than Device was with the AWP. If we compare it to the previous round, we saw him outside on Nuke. He actually whiffed quite a lot of shots, not super consistent. Cajun B there, he looked like a complete machine. He knew exactly what was going on, took all the right angles. He clearly has a lot of experience in that role, so good choice from them. Into the pistol round for the second half now. Dignitas looking at closing out this match. They have the edge here. They're on the harder side though. We'll have to see if they can find themselves in that bronze medal winning position as Fnatic battle back here on the second half of Mirage in this best of 3 at the MLGX Games.
And already a split for Dignitas. They're going to leave Device to just wait it out at A ramp with the bomb. Xyp9x, will scout in toward Palace. And the rest of them will head toward middle. But JW through the smoke, starting things off with a bang as he takes down Dupree. So good play, but that smoke does let them get up connector. They are going to try and wrap in on A, and both of the Fnatic players are pushed all the way back inside CT, but they aren't running in just yet. The bomb now does make an entrance. They do get it down, but they've only got 2 players left to work with as Kerrigan goes down to JW, and Device is going to fall now as well, so Xyp9x has to claw back. Pardon me, Device got that kill. I called that wrong as I read the obituary backwards, but Olaf is going to try and hold them off. They are going to hold this defuse as well. No, he's not. Crim's not there, so he gets taken down, but they do get the kill in the end as Device does fall in with a kit. It's an easy play. They get the first round, 9-7.
Scary, actually, for them, though, because 3 players on Dignitas actually picked up thrags, so that they can get, if they really want to, they can get some scouts going. They've got some options, but they did get the bomb down, so it's unlikely they're going to go for the pressure. Can get the buy in the following round, a really solid one. And that's going to be a round where Fnatic are probably going to have Famises still, unless Dignitas kill them and force them to rebuy, well, in which case they'll still be on Famises because their money's still going to be so low. So this is a really nice position here for Dignitas, getting that bomb down, getting a bunch of kills, getting the extra money. You see a flash going in now as they just try to face here. JW's actually caught on the left side and middle. He's got some support though, so he can escape if he wants to, but now he's going to get dinked by Dupree, that P250, and that's 1 frag for them. Dupree looking at getting a second one, he won't get it. Very fast round. Dignitas now with a buy. The AKs now. It's going to be a bit of an advantage there on the pick game for them. As we still see Famises for Fnatic.
It's 1 point though, and that's just after a quick start from Fnatic. You're right, they do have the gun advantage, but again, you can't rule out the FAMAS. Everyone underestimates it. It's pretty powerful, and it's pretty easy to control the recoil of it as well. So Crimson Flusha will be holding on to those. But Xyp9x is going to go for this, smoke off on window. There's no one really there, though, right now on the CT side. In fact, they are just playing it from a connector position this time. No surprise, it's Crimson there. But look at the underpass presence. They might wrap up on him.
Yeah, looking for some delayed mid presence here. Delayed middle take, of course. They know how Fnatic like to play this. They know that Crims is the man on connector. There is presence on short for Crims to play with in Flusher as well, so these are the factors that they have to contend with if they want to take over middle. And right now, they are taking it very slow. They have 3 players in there. That's a good nade. That's a chunk of damage there. 40 damage onto Dupree, in fact. Very nice indeed. As we see that Fnatic have a good read on the positioning of Dignitas right now, but they don't want to engage them for duels. They want to funnel them into these choke points before taking them all down at once.
This window boost could be really good. They've got in there pretty easily. Although they didn't actually go for it. I thought they were. They looked up and they scouted it, but they don't finish through with it. They might have caught off Crims, but they overwhelm them just by all coming in at the same time. So Device gets that kill, and now JW under balcony gets caught off guard by Kerrigan. So they've opened up A quite nicely here, as there was 2 players over at B late to the action. Pronax is just trying to get through onto the vents. That's a very smart play, trying to use the flames to push them back, but he doesn't do it quite to the effect he hoped for as dupreeh closes it out. So Dignitas respond on the first gun round. That early AK, you called it, was more potent, and they get away with it.
Yeah, definitely. You can really see that the lack of grenades there hurting Fnatic. They really needed some counter grenades as the connector push came to support Crims. He only had a FAMAS, and as much as the FAMAS can do damage, it's really not consistent or a good weapon at taking multiple players down at once with the spray. And so, you know, Crims suffering from that. Dignitas, really nice play with those AKs, moving together as a unit. We're going to see a quick play towards this A site. There's a slope here, and they are going to pick up the frag there onto Device, and that's going to mean an AK, as Device was alone, which is really nice for JW. But the push, meanwhile, is going to come into this B bomb site. Fnatic, can they do yet more damage here now that they have the AK in the hands of JW?
Yeah, that push worked both ways, because it told Fnatic, well, they can't go back to A, we've got it closed off, but it also told Dignitas that, hey, they've got a bunch of players at A, we got guns, rush it in, they try and do so. Pronax, though, gets alive in the smoke, picks up the AK as well, turns around, and Zipnix drops. So this is looking great for another eco to go back for Fnatic. They got one in the first half, they're looking for another. dupreeh's trying to stop them. There's low HP on the board for all of the remaining players of Fnatic. 4 for Pronax, 12 for Olafmeister, 51 for JW, but dupreeh's going to grab the bomb and try to beat them over to A. Watch out, though, because JW's already on CT, and as he goes for the plan, he could come around the corner, he's going to fake it, he's aware of it, and now the advantage goes to him because there's only, 16 HP combined to work with, so dupreeh's going to have to play this right. They still have the angles game, they can work against him, but if he falls back far enough out of the site, it's not going to matter. They've got to go to the bomb. He'll play it from sandwich. All he has to make sure is that no one drops down from above him.
Already with 2 frags as well, looking at the 4 kill here. dupreeh going to spot one player, Pronax goes down. dupreeh looking at clutching this round, gets the next frag as well. Olafmeister hits the ground, and there it is, the quad kill, the clutch. dupreeh coming in true for Dignitas.
Some of the best play I've ever seen come out from dupreeh right now in this match. He's playing absolutely perfect.
And Device is going to be picking up the AWP now for Team Dignitas. We're seeing that a severe lack of money for Fnatic is going to keep them off these big buys, but still with the FAMAS, still limited on nades. But at the very least, we're going to see JW working with that AWP, what he is known for, what he's famous for.
And interestingly, they have gone back to Device on the T side.
And let's have a look and see if Device can make a pick here. This is Palace push. If JW cycles from middle at the wrong timing, Device could pick up a kill here.
They'll double smoke off A ramp as well, so that just delays them a little bit further. They are trying to take it in onto A, but Device gets Crims. That opens up massively because Crims is such a good player at holding connector, the best at it, in fact. So with him down, it does give them the availability to overwhelm now onto Olaf, who's underneath the balcony, but he will get the first before Cajun responds. Now they get inside. They will go straight for that plant. They haven't smoked off CT. Now they do. Okay, so JW doesn't have that line of sight. He's going to try and jump up on Ticket Booth, as he does have the AWP to work with. But Dignitas, a great execution yet again. It's not done, though. JW evens it up. Time continuing to tick, though. He's looking for more. He's still trying to find dupreeh, who's on top of Tetris. Flusha also working as Device responds. And I don't know if Flusha can possibly hope, and JW, I think, is on the same train of thought because they're going to run away and hold these guns. They have to, so Dignitas extend their lead. 12 on the score for them, but it's still hard work. Fnatic is so good CT, and again, it comes down to Crims just dying out early. Crims is the key player for them holding that site.
Yeah, I mean, Crims, one of the reasons why his position is so hard and why you need such a good player to do it is because it requires so much game sense, because you're on the stairs and you're basically dealing with potentially 3 angles at once. And when these pushes come in for these A plays, a guy can be coming from connector, from slope, from palace. You've got all these angles to actually concern yourself with. So you've got to pick the right position for the right angle for your team. And you've got to use the grenades to support your teammates who are deeper on the site. So, well, we'll come back to that point in a moment. We do have another round in here. Dignitas still with a very strong buy. Device taking a bit of damage. They're down to 55 as we see the majority of Dignitas kind of rotating back towards middle. They've had some very strong pushes on middle, very good control of that area as Fnatic have allowed them to take the immediate areas in middle, but trying to rely on holding them in the choke points. So far, however, Dignitas have been so strong and breaking through those choke points. And right now, going to fancy their chances. A bit of a B play. Carrigan, the point man at the moment. But one would expect Device to relieve him of that position as he looks for the AWP shot.
And it is actually Pronax who's back there jumping up and down. He played well here on this map yesterday in this position by himself. He's going to have to do it again. They're going to walk in. Device spots up one. Tries to get the shot, but watch out. They're not looking at Pronax. Can he get a free kill here? He does take down Dupree. That's the bomb carrier. And he's going to pop out and also get Kerrigan, so at least he gets two. And the cavalry has arrived. Flushes there on that reverse angle from Catwalk. Takes Cajun B. So a great hold and a great retake, or pardon me, rotation rather, from Fnatic. Dignitas are cowering away from trying to recover that bomb and the round potentially, but Device still has an option to get into Olaf Meister.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a lot of money here, so Dignitas absolutely needs to save these weapons if possible. However, 20 seconds left. Fnatic, in reality, would love to try to kill them after time here, but they can't risk it their weapons either because their money is super low, and JW needs to keep hold of that orb. We've seen how important it is for Crims to be on a proper rifle as well, to actually properly be able to get these spray downs in these positions where he's going to be against multiple players at once, oftentimes. So there you go, everyone holding on to their weapons. The kind of unspoken agreement between both teams there. And we're going to see the next round come into play now. And we haven't yet seen JW blow up the map with these random aggressions. So this is something to still look out for here from Fnatic's CT side. But he doesn't have the best spawn in the world, so we'll have to see what he decides to go for. It's going to be on towards A right now. Instead, just playing a defensive angle with this spawn. And we do have Device. He's back in action over at Palace as his team does look for the A play once again. They have their lurker in middle looking to catch those rotations from B.
And this is where Device got Crims from last time that opened up the site. So if he can do that again, Dignitas will do a similar strategy and try and get in. But Crims is actually being a little more passive towards jungle this time. Device going to try and work it out. Those smokes going off. Again, triple smokes as they hold off the site. Olaf, though, is forward of them and therefore can take down Kerrigan, but they've got response onto him, or do they? They don't push on him at all. Zipnix goes down as well, so Flush is there, and it's falling apart, but Cajun B at least gets one before the Wonder Child pops up above and takes him out.
That flash from Olaf Meister was actually so sick. I can see if Device can actually pull out something extra here, but gonna have to back away. That's a really hard angle. They know he's there now, so Device has to hold on to this orb. This is actually a spot where they can try to kill him. If they get the right wrap around, and they try to like wait to try and kill him after time, this could actually be quite painful here for Dignitas because honestly their money is just really terrible. The AWP is incredibly important for them, even if they have a, they could even technically, well, actually I don't think they'd ever force up behind it considering their money at the moment, but well, I'll have to see if Dignitas can keep this one alive with Device. Fnatic on the perimeter here, around the apartments.
Oh no, he's looking for one exit, but he might just do too much because he pops right out. And Flusha gets him. In fact, JW was also right there, so either way, he was going down, and he said they couldn't force out behind it, but they don't even have it to work with now, so back to pistols, back to the drawing board. Fnatic have a chance to bring it within one. I keep saying if they do that on the CT side, it should be easy for them, but Dignitas continues to surprise, and
yeah,
you got to give Kerrigan some credit because as a new leadership, we questioned it early in the tournament that they hadn't changed much on T side, but they've been performing a little better lately. There's no question about it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that was just all Olaf Meister on the shadow position. But quick round here from Dignitas as they march on into that B play. Trying to give it some work here, but that's a great couple of frags from the grenades, just all dead. Kamikaze run there from Dignitas as they just want to get into the next round here where the buy is going to be happening. We're going to be seeing a Device again with the AWP. Dignitas now starting to struggle a little bit, bringing these T rounds together. They did previously have quite some success building off of middle control into some A plays. So we'll have to see if they return to that. But right now, Fnatic, they are for the first time really good on the money, really good on the rifles. So it's definitely going to be much harder. But here it is, Cajun B picking up the AWP here, looking for the timing, spots nothing in middle. Two players here from the short angle here from Fnatic. This could be the mix-up they need to keep control. Device looking for those headshot angles.
And he does have Flusha that was inside ladder room. They knew he was there because Cajun B also was holding that angle, but JW responds. That's Dupree down, so if you could pick one to get off the map, I would say he'd be the choice, so that helps a lot for Fnatic right now.
Absolutely, and Zipnix is in a great position here. I mean, even if his team didn't rotate back, he can get serious damage done across rotations, and Zipnix, very, very key here in dealing with the player who is going to be on stairs, which should be Crims. And if he's able to actually put in a good one-on-one there, his teammates are going to be able to get themselves up onto the bomb site very quickly. They still have a smoke on Cage and Beast to use on CT spawn or jungle. So really good potential for a push here from Dignitas. Fnatic need to be on point.
And here they come entering into the site. Dignitas, no smokes to cover off the backside of CT. So they're just going to man mode it all the way through. They've already got position to get the bomb down. That one smoke was all they had, and Olaf got above it. So the bomb's not in place. It's not in position. They're a man down. They've got to find some kills quickly here if they want to recover this lost situation. Device catches Olaf. That does get it back one way, but JW responds to the call with 2 of his own. And that means Device is all that's left. He's going to come out a welcome party of 2. Greet him on the doorstep, and now we've got a tie game late in the match.
I think
now
4 players tried to plant the bomb there. The bomb kept getting eliminated again and again and again. How frustrating must that be there for Dignitas? They thought they had the cover, but they just didn't. They should have had that bomb plant. That's a hugely disappointing round there. And you can see how huge this is. Not even getting the bomb down. They can't even attempt to field a buy. The money now is ridiculous for Fnatic. We're closing in on the end of this, and Fnatic have all the control of the match right now. Dignitas have to find something special. They got to find it soon.
Dignitas want to prevent that. They want this bronze medal right now. They want to take down the world number 1. Olaf again playing back towards CT. Crimson is home. Connector takes down Dupree again. Dupree down early, and that hurts right now as JW is going to get Zipnix. So A not looking like it's going to be formidable at all right now. As Flusha gets one, and there it is, Crims again on the board as Device waits at Tetrix for his own death, and now they've got the lead, the first lead they've had since that first 5-round streak at the start of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, Fnatic definitely going to be feeling a lot better about this. However, they are not out of the woods yet. Far from that, in fact. We have KGB picking up the AWP. He's been much more on point on Mirage so far, on both sides compared with Device. Big buy from them. This is now Dignitas' chance to get back into the match. KGB going to kick things off with a quick pick onto JW, besting the AWP of Fnatic. However, still 4 players to worry about, as Fnatic are going to reposition now. Those early picks, though, can spell a lot of trouble here for the CT side. Dignitas keeping the pace high. Crim's going to take down Zipnix with the AWP, and gets another one. Crim's not the guy you'd expect with an AWP, but doing an excellent job now to even things up. In fact, taking advantage. 2-on-2 now. Pronax comes in from jungle, trying to make things happen here, but Dignitas have the bomb site. They're going to get that bomb down at any second now.
No smoke to work with, though, but fortunately they aren't in position to challenge those angles, but that nade does mass carnage. They're completely taken down, and KGB falls to a single bullet immediately after, so 5 HP for Dupree. He's just going to sit on that bomb. He may just try and use these smokes to his advantage right now. If he can wait for them to try and push him on this defuse, but if he flashes out of that, they're going to know exactly where he is still. They try and pinch on him, and Pronax easily takes him down. So another defuse, 14 rounds Fnatic, 2 away from forcing map number 3, which is Dust 2, and that's even more scary for Dignitas.
Cash.
Oh, my mistake. I apologize.
And indeed, Cash is incredibly scary for them. 14-12, they're going to be getting themselves on the bye, but Fnatic indeed so close now, so close from that Cash. The map which they have the biggest advantage over Dignitas in, especially if you guys saw how Dignitas performed against LDLC on it yesterday. So Fnatic now going to be playing the standard setups here. We do have JW. In fact, actually a bit aggressive here towards middle. This is very unusual angle, very, very risky stuff, very exposed. KGB catches him off guard, exploiting that play. And now they try to get the trade, but Device is on point now. And it rests on Crimson Connector to try to secure this area. So important to keep tabs on the opponents.
There's no one in the world more up to the task. But he's going to change his angle completely. He flashes it off, gets back toward the window room. Because he knows that there's multiple opponents there, not just 1 or 2 to pick off. In fact, he's going to go all the way around to B as Pronax pushes up toward Catwalk. So a complete change of pace from Fnatic. And that was a bit of an awkward play. Pronax does actually end up with it. They both whiffed on a few. And now he'll back. Go support over at B, and they've all actually collected in that area as Olaf's in checker, but the bomb hasn't committed that direction. There's nothing to indicate that.
There is a lot of time left, 45 seconds still. However, looks like Dignitas are going to make the push towards B, and this is a call that Fnatic have made. Bit of a gamble here with players in very good position, but what a frag! That entry from dupreeh is marvelous work from the man as Crims now rests in a sneaky position, gets down dupreeh with the M4. There's still 3 players left though on the bomb site to try to take this away from Fnatic, but Crims says no. There's still 2 players though, and he's just not got enough left in the tank, and that's going to be Dignitas to pick it up. And they needed that one. They were on eco if they lost it. Now they can actually bring this back. We have a game on our hands.
And that's why dupreeh needs to stay alive and not get picked off early, because look at how amazing that shot was when he came in on Pronax. That opened up the site entirely. They need him on these entries. So he's got to survive. He's got to stay late in the round.
And we saw JW getting very burned there for a very exposed, risky play on middle. Not, in fact, the usual kind of play you'd expect from him, in that particular angle at least. However,
no mid presence, by the way.
I think that's about to be a very, very, very big presence on mid soonest. And that's going to be very devastating here as, again, once more, Crims is going to feel a lot of pressure on connector. Going to be a lot of pressure felt on short. So that's where Fnatic have to hold on here.
Kerrigan's going to go for the boost up in the window using that smoke. He's inside it, but Crims catches him off. So 1 up for Fnatic, but Dignitas again still had that mid presence, although they're going to rotate back. Device heading back over toward A to join Zipnix, excuse me, as Flusha holds the angle against Cajun B. He's going to have to be so careful because he's trying to pick into A, and Flusha's right behind him. They'll smoke off window, so they can't get him from there. dupreeh does at least get the angle onto JW, gets some shots toward him, forces him to drop off a ticket booth and back onto the stairs.
So they want this A play pretty bad here, it would seem, as they have 1 player left in middle as they're going to just wait for KGB to rotate back around with the AWP. He's very low health, but that's okay. He's going to be on the back lines with that support. Olofmeister has been insanely strong here on the shadow position. Great flash work from him so far. However, does only have 1 flash left now, and Dignitas are ready to hit up the play. It's just got to wait for their AWP to get in position now on Palace. Going to hit the 3-pronged attack. In come the counter grenades. Olofmeister dropped immediately there by Zipnix. GW with the trade. In comes Cajun B from Palace. Can he find some trades here? Can he find some good angles? 10 seconds left to get the bomb down. Time is of the essence. It has to be planted now. That means Cajun B's the only man to cover Zipnix. He can't do it. Bomb will not go down, and Fnatic take the round, bringing themselves now onto 15, and that is going to be a huge sigh of relief there for them.
Absolutely, because Dignitas are going to have to force out. They don't have much to work with. It is important they save that AWP. Fnatic should be able to close this out, and we should move forward. Like you say, Cash, my apologies. And that favors them even harder, so have Dignitas lost their best chance at this? We'll find out. We'll see if they can pull this off. They do get 2 Galils at least. Cajun B's going to start it off perfectly. Collects Olofmeister. dupreeh lurking inside Palace does get smoked off, so there's no option for him to get the line of sight. Zipnix still just waiting here as Crims does try and start to lurk in toward that smoke. He isn't going to pursue, though. He will wait in the corner, and he's going to stare directly at the wall because he doesn't want to get flashed either. JW deploys 1 more smoke, and the more they delay, the better, but here they come. Crims gets 1, gets 2, but dupreeh catches off JW as Device gets Crims in return, so they've actually got the kills required. They have the site open. They've got 1 AK still, and Cajun's still got the op. dupreeh's going to flash beautifully onto Flusha, and that means it's all on Pronax. Have Dignitas bought themselves a lifeline? It looks as though we will get 1 more round, 1 more chance to wrap things up. We're seeing overtime. Dignitas so brilliant when they need to be, and Pronax coming in. He was so clutch yesterday. He's going to have to be even better today, and Device up close takes him down. So regulation, we will see all 30 rounds, and hats off Dignitas. Beautiful play, caught the kills required, and annihilate Fnatic.
But luckily for them, they have had so many strong rounds that lots of money in the bank here to make it so they have a chance now on a strong finish for the potential victory here. Or Dignitas are going to bring this to overtime, and that is very interesting. We do have a JW AWPing as usual on middle. Oh, the smoke timing was perfect there. Doesn't get taken down immediately. This has been what has given Dignitas the early edge that has allowed them to finish strong on these bomb sites with these early advantages. But not this time, not this round. Fnatic playing it a little bit safer, keeping JW alive, but still the play onto connector from Device. Crims is a little bit blind. He gets taken down immediately. This is looking not so good now here for Fnatic.
And again, Crims is the guy you want because that lack of connector control, that lack of a mid presence, they've got full options.
Lots of time to work with here for Dignitas to allow Fnatic to kind of sit in there to spare now that they've lost a man early on. Have to rotate a little bit to compensate, as we have Device just going to be watching over top mid now. He can play the lurker role, as we're going to see Dignitas trying to make that A play work out. We do have a bit of a push here from onto the B apps here from Fnatic, so they might actually work out that this is going to start hitting, but they've got very defensive positions. In fact, a lot of this is going to be on Olofmeister here. He's done a great job so far, but this position is certainly rough, and he's not got a lot of health. Dignitas going to walk their way in. Olofmeister caught with the grenade in his hand, and this is not looking so good for the Swedes right now as the Danes march on in. Bomb going to go down right there. Flusher gets flashed again, trying to get the peak here, but he's not got much to work with at the moment. Going to have support, but they're both on the same angle now. JW coming in. We need a big play here from him. KGB takes down Flusher. JW gets the trade. 2-3. Got some great damage onto him now.
Pretty much all over. I don't think anyone would have called this an overtime on Mirage. Dignitas playing brilliant, and JW has to stick around. There's no point of doing anything else, but Dupree gets him with the pistol, so we do go to overtime. We do force it out. They both play excellent on the T side, better than we would have expected from either of these rosters. And now we start things off.
MR3 10k is the rule set here for overtime, and Dignitas to take down Fnatic at a LAN would be a huge result for them, despite not winning their semi-final. Dignitas, of course, this is going to make them feel a bit better with this new lineup that they have with Carrigan. They're replacing Fetish. Big change for them. We can see how the roles have switched up, how much has impacted their team. And as Thorin was talking about, the whole reason that you wanted to change everything up with Dignitas is you needed to bring in an element, a player, something to suddenly allow them to win T rounds. They've got so much skill. Why aren't they winning T rounds? Is Carrigan the man that's giving them that possibility? Well, getting 6 against a CT side on Mirage against Fnatic, well, that's definitely promising. So we'll have to see how this goes in overtime, but
and they showed
it's anybody's
the same thing
guess.
Yesterday on Inferno as well, so they definitely have a little bit more punch to their T side, particularly in this tournament. I don't know if that's just playing to the fortunes of other teams making mistakes, or if it actually does show that they've made some changes and promise to move forward.
The Danish scene has always been insane when it comes to talent. Like, individual skill is just ridiculous. Yeah. This is why so many people have been so curious how they haven't been doing better at tournaments.
There's more depth than just them. They've got a couple other teams that have some punch to them as well.
Absolutely.
So the Danish have a good scene, just like the Swedes.
So here we go. Into the overtime now, guys. Dignitas versus Fnatic. It is match point here for Dignitas for that bronze medal match at the MLGX Games. And we are going to see
Kerrigan.
A Krieg or Kerrigan. That's not so usual to spot that one, but Device picking up the AWP hit on the T side.
He's got the bomb in middle, so we'll see how he uses that Krieg. There is 3 players over at A. In fact, Krims isn't lurking over in his position at connector. He's actually back towards CT. They're going to fall off on that position. He's probably going to rotate back through the vents. Dignitas have a bit of movement working for them now. In middle, Device already up and peeking into connector. Realizes there's no one there. He's going to come around that corner, but the flash does catch him off. And Krims might have had an opportunity to peek out had he wanted to. Kerrigan staring in that direction, though, will try and hold him off as Device lurks through. Meanwhile, Dupree over on B is trying to spam away Pronax in his default spot by the van. And now Device smoking off one more time on top connector is going to be your first one in. But he's actually going to try and sell this off, and he might just hold for the rotators because it looks like they've decided, and correctly so, to head over toward B with the bomb, and as a result, Flush has already left. Pronax is going to have to be on fire. He is playing a little bit more up close than normal, not going for that jump peek. He might be able to get 1 or 2 with this if they run him a little bit too quickly, and here it all comes. He's going to have to come around this corner. They're lurking so close. Where's it going to be? They flash out. He gets the first. He gets the second. The angle works extremely well to his advantage, but Zipnix eventually crosses him down, and as I said, Device was smartly waiting inside connector, gets JW. So it's back to a 3-on-3. They still don't have that bomb down, though. In fact, they're going to throw it down to try and get Zipnix to get it and plant it off, but they've already rotated. They're already trying to get shots onto him. Now with the support of his teammates, he moves a little bit closer, and Cajun B bails him out, so they do get it down in the end, and Zipnix closes off on Flusha. It looks like the first overtime should go towards the Dignitas side, as Krims, all that's left. There's only 1 HP on Device. If he can find him first, it'll help his chances massively, but Cajun B is going to be the first to try and peek him. He actually gets great shots on him from jail.
Running out of bullets, though. That's the M4A1S, but he does take down 1 player, though. But the USP now, that's not got many bullets in it either. Running out of time, running out of hope. and they're going to pick it up. So Dignitas in with a quick T round. This is interesting, isn't it? It's not, again, it's very contrary to what you would expect necessarily from them.
You have to emphasize too, a T round in overtime is massive.
Oh yeah, that's very true actually, especially on a map like this when you have all the money to play with. So Cajun B picking up the AWP, or still on the AWP now. JW, as expected, on his. Going to be going for a quick movement here towards Connector. Might just get flashed over by a teammate in for the peek there on middle. Not going to spot anything just yet, as the majority of Dignitas are just keeping it very slow at the moment. Left a player on Palace and one on Slope for the time being. And look at this mid presence from Fnatic. It is massive here. Huge presence. In goes Crims with the flash. Great flash there. Crims to take the frag. Spots the players, gets the info, falls back onto a more defensive position. This is Fnatic's CT side right here. Cajun B though.
B. Just missing the shot. Flusha gets away. Almost got the kill as well. It would have been brilliant if they could have evened it up there. Not to be. Pronax is actually going to come out of the hiding at B and try and just help out at middle right now. Device down below would be the first to encounter him. That nade might get a bit of damage into him, but no, it actually goes a bit too far.
So can they find another pick here? There is a shot, another shot missed by Cajun B. Needs to be connecting these for them to get back into this one. We're going to see now a couple of trays on Connector. Crims up with 2. Zipnik's now working on Slope, gets taken down. Dupree also eliminated by Pronax coming in from B. Fnatic holding on very well there. Lovely movement up middle. That is something that you actually see from Fnatic quite often, but we didn't see it in the first half before overtime. We didn't really see much mid-aggression from them. So really like that, as that's one of their stronger strategies to open up rounds on the CT side.
The eyes of Crims. See if he can pull it off now, as they do have the op out on JW. 5 AKs on the T side. Dupree setting up for a smoke toward CT, and the rest of them lining up to follow in after that. They've got one smoke out countering from Fnatic on the ramp, but Zipnix is inside Palace. They are moving forward just now. Olaf's up close again underneath the balcony. He's going to get flashed out. Oh my goodness, it's just a fireworks show as they try and get inside. A. Dupree gets the first. Olaf's down, and now Zipnix spams away. That nade might do just enough if it catches, but it's too far to the right. And here comes the retake from Fnatic as the bomb does go down. There's 4 of them coming in, 2 from each angle, and they get the first 2 kills. An 8 onto Dupree, but Zipnix immediately responds. It's 3 on 3, but Pronax going to change that. They might be able to push forward and get on this bomb as they will catch Kerrigan, but no, he actually gets the better of it. Finally, JW does respond to pop flash over top, and it's all on Zipnix, who's going to get held back by Flusha. Why is JW not holding this defuse? I'm confused by it, but Flusha gets the kill. So it won't matter either way. They get the round 17-16. Overtime equalizing back the way of Fnatic, and they'll switch over and take their turn on the attacking side.
Absolutely, and it's so far really close between these two teams. We're seeing so many good plays there. What was very key there on that push was that they actually managed to completely flash Olafmeister, and whenever you're doing these pushes on A, that's the guy on Shadow is one of the most dangerous positions, because oftentimes when all the smokes drop, his teammates could actually be way further back, like Crims is in Connector, maybe they can smoke him off quite easily. So it's Crims' job, or his teammates, to actually flash in for Olafmeister so that he can get loads of free frags. And that round we saw that Olafmeister completely blind, had no idea where he was even shooting. So that was incredibly key there for a clean entry. And so very nice to see that kind of play from Dignitas on the T sides here. Able to pick up some rounds. But Fnatic went to the one of Dignitas. Can Dignitas do better? MR3 10k in the first overtime. Here's second half between Dignitas and Fnatic. Match point here for Dignitas.
And they've got auto sniper Kerrigan up on Cajun B, so if they lose this round, they do start with 10k, but they have to win the following one or they'll be saving on the end of the overtime. You got to be careful on sometimes how much you invest early on in overtime, and they're going to go all in with this. So Kerrigan was pretty strong with it in the first half as he played back by CT. He'll be there again. Dupree's going to go over toward Connector. Cajun B's actually all the way out in the middle with that AWP. He's going to again try and get that angle on JW, but they flash him, and that discourages him, so he'll wrap back around through jungle, get back in window, and play it standard. But because they bought that much time, they're already up catwalk. Device at least gets one before dropping. And Cajun B's actually already there, so they actually get to shut them down. It looked like Fnatic had it, but Zipnik is on fire. Zipnik unstoppable at B. There he is, the man of intense eyes. He's so focused all the time, and they get that round. What a comeback, what a good rotation from Cajun B.
Just as you said, in fact, the point that you brought up about having a lower investment on the first round, that's actually the approach Fnatic took. They only had M4s on their first round, but their Dignitas, the auto sniper, that's so much less 5k than the AWP as well. They managed to take the round, great stuff from them. Zipnik's coming through as always on the B bomb site. And now we're going to see Cajun B working the magic with the big green gun there on middle to pick up an early frag onto Fnatic. However, they still have plenty of time in this round to work out another opening. Dignitas, though, are a team that are quite good at finding out information. However, with the two snipers, that might discourage them, as those two sniper guys are going to be playing further back, not easily able to support their players who are looking for those aggressive pushes for that information. So just being reactive now. And they haven't dropped a player, so that's completely fine here. Rely on the setups.
Fnatic again, favoring toward B. Olaf the only one over at A.
This is really hard for Fnatic. There's no doubt about that. We can see a really sick setup on both bomb sites here for Dignitas. To find the pick, Fnatic are going to have to display some excellent skill. We can actually see Crims is got on the AWP at the moment now that JW has been eliminated. And he's going to see what he can do in middle, whilst his teammates are going to try to find something towards...
Look at the formation. They're both here on man. Usually, and so far, we've only seen one player in that position, and with that Device pushed up, he'll play this off of Zipnik's. They'll assume he's the one there, and when he drops back, Device should have an easy chance when they walk through, and here it comes. Zipnik's gonna have to distract. He does so, gets some shots in. Device just waiting it out. Pronax gets him, but there it is. Device pops out. The teamwork, absolutely brilliant. They take him down, and it's all Crims. He'll walk in. Device on him as well. Man, oh man, Device is playing absolutely excellent today. Him and Dupree have both been so strong, and you can't discount the rest of them either. Cajun B with the op on the CT sides have been brilliant too.
Fnatic now have to win this with, honestly, a pretty terrible buy, else Dignitas are going through with a win. And they're going to get the bronze medal as well here at MLG X Games. So this is pretty huge now. Fnatic, they know that if they bring it to the next map, that it's almost in the bag, but they have to get through a Mirage, and it does just take this one last round here. Karrigan's still the auto sniper, Cajun B still the AWP. Stuff is starting to get super intense right now. JW stuck on a Tech 9. This is not a good look right now for Fnatic, but can they bring about a good execute here on the A bomb site? We do have Dignitas already rotating Device over towards this A site, and they pretty much have 4 guys on a quick response time here, so this is going to be tough now for Fnatic on the entry. Here you go, the grenades. And it's all on this one.
But Dupree's pushed up. He's beyond that smoke. He's in the sandwich. That might catch them out because they would assume it would cover them off, and they haven't dropped the second one at the top of electrical.
Oh, no,
and Karrigan's going to mow them down. They're in full position. It's match point. Can the favorites, the tournament favorites, go home empty-handed? Nobody would have predicted it. Fnatic completely flat all weekend. Small moments of brilliance, but never enough when you've got that much pressure on you. And Dignitas showing off some incredible new form under the leadership of Karrigan. Will win the first award at X Games medal, the bronze.
That bronze medal, that is the real prize here. I mean, there is a difference in prize money, about $2,500, but the medal from X Games is priceless. It's something that you don't see in esports. This just converging the extreme sports here at X Games with, of course, the esports that we know and love. It is such a momentous occasion here for all of us as Counter-Strike fans, as esports fans. It's so brilliant to see, and it's so exciting as well, considering that Dignitas are finding these T rounds. Now Fnatic, perhaps down on their form, perhaps they're going to be looking back at the demos and saying to themselves, guys, we were letting go of our CT halves, but you got to credit Dignitas for amazing displays of skill on their T halves.
Excellent play by them, and now the question is, Fnatic's been rated #1, have had such great performances for so many times. Controversial exit at DreamHack, but they didn't finish through in that tournament. They went out before the finals. They go out again here. They don't even pick up a medal. Is there adjustments that need to be made? Are they still the #1? Is LDLC now going to take that position, especially if they win today against NIP? Well, I think it's all theirs, truthfully.
Thorin, I know he's been talking about basically changing his rankings, so we'll have to see what Thorin eventually decides. He's definitely got a good eye on how the rankings work out. However, Fnatic, they do have to go back to the drawing board here. They seriously have to review some of their demos. But this is really good news for Dignitas. Very exciting stuff for them, despite not getting through the semi-finals, despite that follows them around. That's the nightmare. They wake up in cold sweats every night. Every time they get to a semis, they can't close it out. We all know that they could.
And truthfully, if they played yesterday like they did today and got contributions from everyone, especially Kerrigan with the auto sniper, they could have easily been in the final. So there's a lot of promise there for them. There's no question about it. And again, we talk about it. We've mentioned it a number of times, that new leadership. This is Kerrigan's first tournament in command of them, and it's only going to go up from there.
Absolutely. And right, we have Chris Puckett down by the floor with our bronze medal winners. Take it away, Chris.
Thank you, guys. I'm down here on the floor. We have Dignitas. Dupree, you guys just closed out a fantastic overtime on Mirage. How are you feeling taking out Fnatic?
Oh, really great. It was definitely great to show that we can actually beat one of the top 3 teams in the world. We played really close with LDLC yesterday. I mean, like, Cash was not really, it was a game we didn't, we just want to forget it. It was really bad. But we played really close on the rest of the maps. We won Inferno. And, I mean, like, we just had a really bad start on all of the maps. So it was good to get back and get confident now.
A fresh year, a fresh start. Kerrigan coming in, a key player for you guys all weekend long. Talk to me about the new addition to the squad, and also, who do you think was the team's MVP so far this weekend?
I think there's no doubt that it's probably between Cajun and Device. Device won some really crucial 1v1s today against Fnatic, and also Cajun played really well yesterday in the semifinal. So it's probably between those two guys. They played really well. And adding Kerrigan has done something really great for our terrorist play. We get, like, the game is just flowing so much better, and the in-game calls, mid-run calls is just flowing a lot much better. So when people hit their shots, we usually come out on top.
Well, Dupree, congratulations. I want to shake your hand. And guys, let's bring in the X squad here for our bronze medalists. Give it up for Dignitas, ladies. Dignitas playing hard all weekend long. They fell just short in the semifinals, but today they achieved their goal of becoming X Games medalists here for Counter-Strike Global Offensive. One more time, give them a round of applause. Dignitas, our bronze medalists here at the X Games. But we still have one more major match to go up next on the main stage. NIP facing off against LDLC for our gold medal match. Tons more CSGO action live right here on MLG.TV. Don't go anywhere.